So one of the things that we're absolutely committed to at UpLevel is conscious beginnings and conscious completions. And here we are at the end of this rich and meaningful season of right relationship, today's UpLevel ? And this season, wow, it truly has been my favorite to date. Not just because of the conversations, but because of what it's done to me personally and done to us, those of us within the UpLevel ecosystem. This season, the UpLevel podcast continued to grow in ways that feel both humbling and deeply affirming. So, top 10 coaching culture podcast, ranked number 3, and newly recognized as one of the top 50 mental health in the workplace podcasts, coming in at number 4. Our listenership has grown to more than 14,000 monthly listeners, but more importantly, it's a global community of humans who are asking deeper questions about how we live, lead, and relate. And because this season's inquiry, what does it mean to be in right relationship in today's world, is not obviously just a surface level question. And after 15 months of living inside of it, I can say with the full truth of my entire being that you cannot explore this and stay the same. I haven't. My relationship to myself, to others, to the systems I'm a part of, to the community, to the land, to my lineage, has deepened and softened and strengthened all at once. And it doesn't mean that things are easier. It just means I'm different inside of it all. I'm more present, more honest, more willing. And so much of that is because of the humans who joined us this season, who brought their work, their wisdom, and their lived experience and their truth. So I want to take a moment to honor them, to be in right relationship with this experience and this production. So listeners, whether you heard one episode this season, this might be your first, or you listened along in its totality, let's just take a moment and be in reverence of the humans that came to share their lived experience, their work, and their wisdom that helped us in this inquiry of right relationship, today's UpLevel. So we began in January 2025 with Sunday Phillips, a holistic embodiment teacher and astrologist who reminded us that living in right relationship starts with living in rhythm with ourselves, with nature, and with something greater within us. Then Rasika Sakea, a senior HR leader at Google and coactive coach, we explored what it means to lead across cultures, anchoring in love, respect, and authenticity as universal leadership principles. Then came Jessa Calderon, artist, author, activist, and director of Land, Water, and Climate Justice. She brought forward indigenous wisdom that called us back into reciprocity. This was right after the firestorm that tore across Los Angeles and surrounding areas, reminding us that right relationship with the earth is not optional, it's foundational. Then we were with Sam House, Master Certified Coach and CTI faculty, and his brilliant child and colleague, M. House, coach and therapist. We explored identity, family systems, and transformation. That right relationship is not a destination, but it's a lifelong practice of truth and growth. Carrie Baker, CEO of the Coactive Training Institute, brought us into the conversation of love in leadership, what it means to lead with care, responsibility, and humanity inside complex systems. Then came Kale Kalahake, spiritual activist and cultural innovator. We were invited into ceremony, ritual, and ancestral wisdom as pathways to collective healing. Abigail and Clyde Prout, with over 50 years of combined coaching experience and 25 years plus of marriage, shared the reciprocity loop with thriving relationships that are built on mutual growth and not fixing one another. With Jennifer Lee Smith, environmental lawyer and agroforester known as Tree Jenny here in Costa Rica, we grounded into regenerative leadership, remembering that healing the planet begins with remembering who we are and where we've come from. Julie Barker-Mers, now a former senior banking executive with the Bank of Montreal, brought forward her four-legged stool, a powerful model of balance, curiosity, and resilience in leadership. And in our annual Wisdom of Our Elders episode celebrating the ICF's International Coaching Week, we sat with voices like Eileen Blumenthal, Hide Enomote, Hope Langner, John Vercelli, and Lori Schneider, leaders and teachers across decades who reminded us that elderhood is not about age, but it's about humility, wisdom, and lifelong learning. Then came Jocelyn Pepe, mental health coach and founder of True Living. We grounded right relationship and mental health as a shared responsibility and a foundation for sustainable leadership. Neri Nechenhu, grief educator and founder of the Carebox Network, taught us how to be in right relationship with grief. That loss in all its forms asks to be honored and not bypassed. And in an episode where the tables were turned and Rachel interviewed me on my reflections to that point in the journey, we explored what it meant to return to right relationship again and again through conscious conflict, integrity, and emotional nourishment. I'm so grateful for my partner, Rachel, who, because of her genius, it supports me to go out and create experiences like this 15-month journey. And with Kumu Ramsey Taum, a Hawaiian elder and master teacher, we were invited into Aloha, a way of being rooted in humility, service, and deep connection to spirit and community. Signe Gerbach, people manager from Lululemon and founder of Sid Speaks, reminded us that culture is what we tolerate, that feedback and courageous communication are at the new frontier of leadership. Karina Tortsus, founder of Sovereign by Nature, we explored remembrance, that ancestral wisdom lives in our DNA and within plant medicine, and that it's waiting to be reclaimed. Kiran Chetaluri, coach, engineer lead at Google, brought humanity into tech leadership, showing us that vulnerability and presence are not soft skills, they are strategic ones. Then Britta Eske, compassion teacher and founder of the Core Experience, we explored love as a path of initiation, that staying in love is a practice of discovery, courage, and surrender. Kayvon and Jessica Tucker, husband and wife team, founders of Consciously, a purpose-driven coaching, consulting, and counseling company, brought us into the real, messy, and beautiful dynamics of conscious partnership, where healing, leadership, and family intersect. Tasha Blank, DJ and somatic practitioner, we experienced the body as a gateway, that dance, sound, and nervous system work can restore connection across individuals and communities. Then the episode with Shannon Murphy, one of our beloved clients, who is a senior manager of global executive talent at Equinix, brought right relationship into hiring and leadership, grounded in its empathy, trust, and psychological safety. We also had a beautiful exploration of lineage in this conversation, which led us naturally to Dr. Daniel Foer, who is a psychologist, ceremonialist, and priest, and the author of the body of work Ancestral Medicine. We were invited to rethink leadership itself, moving from achievement to relational power rooted in care and community and a conscious connection to lineage. Then came Marita Franjahoy, co-founder of CRR Global, expanded us into systems intelligence, that leadership is not individual. It's relational, interconnected, and alive. Sonia Kritzer, a musician and sound healer, we rediscovered that sound is a technology for healing, awakening, and reconnection. Holly Zepka, president of Sony's Provident Entertainment division, brought honesty to women in leadership, and that vulnerability, accountability, and integrating our full lives creates stronger cultures. And we kicked off the 2026 calendar year with Tegan West, ritualist and astrologer. We explored how to meet this moment, not with force, but with intention, aligning with natural rhythms instead of pushing against them. Tang Zhang and Tashan Lin, global leadership coaches and facilitators, brought forward presence that depth of relationship may be a more meaningful measure of success than performance. They also opened up the box a bit more to leading through right relationship in different parts of the world, specifically in Asia. Marshall Belcher joined us next. He is an AI innovator lead at Google Cloud, and we explored the future of what it takes to stay human in the AI-driven world. Such an important and timely conversation. Jenner Patterson, talent development leader at Equinix, reminded us that human transformation drives business transformation and that leadership starts within. Cynthia and David Darst, beloved mentors of ours, master coaches with over 50 years of experience and close to that in romantic partnership. We learned that right relationship doesn't mean harmony. It means learning how to navigate conflict with care. And then Debbie Levine, CEO of the Environmental Media Association, joined us and brought us into authentic leadership and sustainability, where storytelling becomes a force for real change. And our final episode of this 15-month exploration with Carlo Boss, leadership expert and former co-CEO of CTI, alongside Heather Davidson, one of our beloved clients, global L&D leader with Google. We explored how right relationship transforms leadership, culture, and performance through trust, co-creation, and presence. Yes. Here we are. Woo! At the end of the season. A season that asked something of us, a season that if you really let it in, it changed you. I mean, I really hope it did, because I know it changed me, and I know it changed my colleagues who felt the ripple effect of what I was downloading and experiencing through these 15 months and all of these wonderful humans that came to share with us. So what I've learned is that right relationship isn't just something that we talk about. It is something that we practice. It asks us to return to truth, to presence, to responsibility, to look at how we relate to power, how we navigate conflict, how we listen, and how we repair. It deepens our relationship with ourselves, with one another, with the systems we're a part of. This includes land and lineage that holds us. And what has become clear over these past 15 months is that right relationship leads somewhere. It leads to a deeper question. What are we actually here to care for? What are we being asked to tend to protect, and to carry forward? And what is that brings us here into the next season? So we're now stepping into season 11 on the UpLevel Podcast. It will be centered around stewardship. Because what began as an exploration of relationship in our leadership, our partnerships, our communities, and within ourselves kept pointing us here. It's not enough to be in a relationship. We're being asked to take responsibility for it, to tend to what matters, to protect what's sacred, and to repair what's been harmed. And whether this is your first time here or you've been with us for years, we are so glad you're tuning in. This season will take you behind the scenes, because for us, stewardship isn't just something we teach, it's something we practice. So you'll hear episodes where me, Christie, your host, I am receiving coaching, or where practitioners come in and work with me, with our team, and with our partners. You'll hear me coaching others, leaders, colleagues, and community members live. You'll get a window into how we design alliances, navigate partnership, and move through tension, repair, and recommitment, not as performance, but as a real-time practice. And alongside that, we'll bring in voices who are modeling stewardship across land, lineage, leadership, and life. And to open the season, we begin with something that I've already mentioned has become a meaningful ritual for us. It's going to be our 5th year where we circle up our elders, a group of our elders, to celebrate International Coaching Week. Mentors, teachers, and leaders whose wisdom has shaped us. And so to begin this season of stewardship, we'll explore what it means through their lens. Because if right relationship is a practice, stewardship is the responsibility that follows. This is the work of our time. To be in right relationship, to take responsibility for what that relationship asks of us, to not just connect, but to care, to not just lead, but to steward. And we are just getting started. If you've been receiving from this podcast, we'd love to hear from you. Subscribe, leave a review, share it with someone you care about. The podcast has grown organically through this community, and your support helps us continue to create and steward this space. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening along and for all the ways that energetically and with your efforts are supporting us to continue to be in this relationship. We appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you again for our incredible season 10 guests. We will see you all in season 11.